They shouldn't make a Dispatch Part 2. Okay, now that the clickbait is done, hi, I'm Kaito, and welcome to my channel. Here I like to talk about stupid things, play some games. If you like this, be sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment if you want. This is just my opinion on everything about it, so take everything with a grain of salt. If you want, you could play it, enjoy it, have fun, discuss anything, because I honestly really like the game. Now, I'm not actually saying that they shouldn't make a second game, but there will be a lot of difficulties due to it being a decision-based game. Now, what is Dispatch? Well, it's a choices matter game with multiple outcomes. We've seen these games before with Telltale, Mass Effect, Detroit Become Human, Life is Strange, and many others. You follow Robert Robertson, a well-known superhero currently on hiatus, who is now needing to dispatch other heroes to fight crime around the city. You're introduced to other heroes, and there are situations in which you'll have to make a lot of big choices. And due to these choices, a sequel will be pretty hard to make. Now, from my knowledge, there are 3 routes that a next game can take: a sequel, a prequel, and adding a new character in the same universe. Now, for a sequel, that story's kinda done, especially with our main character. But you could always have it so that something new happens, or something. But in the general sense of it, his story's kinda complete. Now, there are actions that you take during the first game and near the end where choices matter heavily, and will most likely affect what happens during the second game. For example, in Telltale's The Walking Dead, Part 2 has 4 different endings, and each of those endings show up a little bit during Season 3. And in the end, those outcomes didn't really matter. And this annoyingly might happen in the second game, having certain things that happen in the first game not actually make much difference in the second. Now, they might actually choose to make a prequel, which can be a little annoying at times. We already know the outcome of most of this stuff, and in doing so, it shouldn't or doesn't change anything from the story that we already know. That, and it's a bit too easy. Now, a positive is you could flesh out the story a little bit more, add some details that we don't actually know about some of the characters. Adding a new character and maybe a new roster can be annoying. With new characters, you actually have to figure out how they click now. And we may already like the old characters and want to see more of them. They might still have some story that we haven't been able to see just yet. And adding a new roster or full new cast of characters might hinder the story a little bit, in my opinion. Now to end it, here's some of my ideas that I could think of off the top of my head. I know for a fact that my opinions don't matter in this, but I'd like to see some. Now, for the first one, as much as I said it was a cop-out, having a prequel would be interesting, especially straight after the fall of Robert's dad. Having what happens with the Brave Brigade, see what they end up doing after the fact, and maybe introduce younger versions of the current cast, whether it be Robert taking on the mantle as Mecha Man and seeing his revenge plot, or grow to be a hero plot, whether you want it to be Chase and his figuring out of his powers kind of a detriment, or introducing the new, like, the actual Brave Brigade, introducing them and seeing how they
work as characters.
Maybe Blonde Blazer getting her own powers, and maybe some short interactions with the Z team before they end up becoming heroes.
And I think, like, maybe choosing to be the dispatcher for the Brave Brigade would be interesting.
Now, I think a really good idea for a sequel, which I did mention a bit in my episode 8, would take inspiration from My Hero Academia. Having a character kinda like Eri, who could eventually help Chase and fix his problem with his powers. Or have a daughter figure for some of the characters to interact with. But those are just some of my ideas. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of ways that they could tackle this, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope it's good, and I can't wait to play it.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm actually really looking forward to a second game, and I can't wait to play it. Let me know if you're excited too. Also, be sure to comment down some ideas you have for a second game. Thanks for listening to my little rant. Hope you enjoy these bloopers that I made while trying to record this stuff. Signing out.
Far out. Sucks I'm sick during this, but let's get this done, shall we? Dispatch 2 shouldn't be wait. Now, I don't actually. In the game, you are introduced to other heroes and have to make big no. There are actions that you can take during the first game, and wait. Now, these 4 different endings end up show far out. How do I the now, from my knowledge, there are 3 routes that a next game can take. You are introduced to other in The Walking Dead. Okay, let's try this. With new characters, you have to figure out the. I will say the good one to make an the. Be sure to like, comment. Thank you so much for liking. Hope you could. Thank you so much for liking. Also, be sure to comment some of your comment some ideas for the story. Also, be sure to comment some. Wait. Also, be sure to comment down some ideas of what they could make. Also, be sure to comment some ideas on what you believe the second game can be, and some ideas you have for the second game. That's it. Also, be sure to comment down some. Bleh. Also, be sure to comment down how the brave. Bleh.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm actually looking really excited. I'm actually really looking excited. Fuck. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Nope, that one's not getting in.
Now, what is dispatch? Okay, one more time. Now, he is. One more time. 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 Okay, one more time.
Okay, one more time.
Thank you so much for watching. I've been Kaito. See you next time, if fate allows.